Pixie. Damn.
Looking for some of those early net surge tags. Teams have to be wary, though, as they make their moves, especially some of the teams in this frigid fortress area. Karama and Akira looking to represent France big time here today.
Yeah, I got hopes for this duo. They always seem to make it to finals, but a lot of the time, especially recently, they're kind of on the middle end of the leaderboard. Good news is top 20 is what you need, but I'd like to see them, you know, I don't know if it's going to be in this major, maybe just this year. I want to see them kind of elevate a little bit more, and instead of being one of those kind of top 15 teams, I want to see them get into that top 10. They have the experience. So we head on over to Squibbly Shores.
Checking back in essentially with Reason and O'Reilly after they won their first off-spawn scuffle over by the gas station. Squibbly Shores is still bound to draw plenty of other teams to the area. Nathan Nebs, one part of the POI, Shaco's Tilio on a separate direction, and Takata, you have to bear in mind with Shaco's and Tilio kind of just stalking out this porta potty. One misstep is all it takes for an immediate collapse. I like the intentions here. It seems like they are really fishing for an elimination or two, but it might not come so easy to them.
What I love about major finals lobbies is you have a lot of time to study what your opponents have been doing throughout the season in your surrounding areas. So if you see common rotates they tend to take at certain zones, you can try and prepare yourself for that. Sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't. But for Shakos and Co., they're just going to play the waiting game.
They might be waiting a little bit longer than intended here, though, Takata. No one's even nearby the other porta potty they could make use of, so Reason, Noah, also just taking their time. Biko and Malabuka. Now, I know the desk kind of touched on it, where they've had so many instances, I think, of coming so close to solidifying themselves as just like the outright best team, and then just fallen short here, Takata. But now, leading into this Grand Finals performance, they know that it's more than just that placement to the Major One Summit LAN that they've got riding on this. It's also a lot to do with their pride.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about the kind of new era in EU with a lot of the legends not coming through, but I'm going to pause on that thought as Storm Demas seem to have got themselves into a quick engagement in Storm.
This is not the sort of sight that Twig and Niger want to be dealing with. Deemish and Darm, you have to remember, during Div Cup finals, they were certainly getting the better end of this sort of engagement. But at least for right now, both of these teams kind of just holding each other at bay. Deemish Darm, though, seemingly got exactly what they were after. Might have been just to try and confirm a little bit of surge damage, but this is a much different venue than what we were anticipating for them to be dropping.
That it is. No, Levin touched on this as well. Now Cammy leading the pack here on EU with finals appearances, with a lot of our legends not having made it to this major final. The thing is, the expectations in terms of placement are not quite there yet for Cammy and Hari. So I'm excited to see if they can prove themselves throughout the day today.
Might be looking to make a little bit of a more sneaky approach against Skyjump and Momsy. The way that they're kind of scaling up that mountain face. Scroll and Sky
Son.
also got much calmer views. Sky mostly just taking over the efforts of keeping tabs on their search damage, kind of scouting out the perimeter. But there is not a singular soul in sight. So they know they've just got to start making their moves. But plenty of heals to spend some time inside a storm if they need to. Rocky stuff, though, for a couple of other teams. Lusha, Howley, a little bit more split than what they would like to be. And this is a big debut, I would say, for Lusha, especially just trying to make up for some of the things that went down inside of Heats.
Don't have to comment on it yet. Now, if it happens again, we'll see. But, you know, let's hope the nerves, you know, got out in Heats. We're now in major finals. The prep has been done. It's time to lock in. Lucy Zangi close by. There's a lot of teams that are kind of contesting around where Sky and Scroll drop at Battlewood Boulevard. So they rotated towards Subssss Studios now.
Ooh.
Oh. But,
That's a big explanation for why Lusha's taken this sweet time, though. Nero and Joshbot and that looming surge base makes total sense why he was just prioritizing staying tucked away inside the building. They will have to expend some materials while Nero and Joshbot take some shots, try and build up their surge. Medius and iDrop, though, another one of our teams, uncontested, at least for this opening lobby. And over by Latte Landing, with the zone pulling a little bit more towards this north side, Takada, you have to anticipate that there's going to be some teams trying to maybe cut through. And from these elevation points, iDrop Medius, it's a real opportunity to get some tags in.
They qualified through a VR in Heats. I'm very curious now, just once we reach that kind of surge segment of the match, on just how things are looking in general. Now, Thomas HD Focus. We've seen the jokes online. I mean, they're not really jokes, to be honest. The second place player himself, he's gotten top 3 over 10 times. Second place 5 times. Second place at a global championship. He just cannot find the win. And Taco, I think you think that this might be the tournament?
The main thing to focus on is just taking each game in stride. But what I noticed there, Takada, is the mythic pump. There's about a 33% opportunity